Vince, what's
Hey,
with
Ryan.
the shirt? What's with the glasses?
Oh, I'm just a buyer in summer mode, relaxing, waiting for the rates to drop.
Vince, don't you know the rates have already dropped twice this summer? 25 basis points both in July and June.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm waiting for prices to drop then.
Well, I've got some news for you, but supply and demand dictates that, the supply goes down, rates are going to go up. As prices, interest rates drop, it should probably raise some of the house prices over the next few months. So I'm not sure you're going to get what you want, Vince.
So you're saying I could probably get a deal right now?
I'm saying there's definitely options out there for you. I've been noticing some properties that have never been for sale before are coming up. It might be something to take a peek at.
All right. So what are we waiting for?
Let's get savvy.
Okay, I think the title of today's episode for Let's Get Savvy is "What Are We Waiting For?" Obviously we're joking around, but it is summertime right now. We have a lot of buyers and sellers in summer mode, and what that means is, everybody is waiting and putting it off, but there are a lot of great deals to be had right now. I think people need to. If they want to get a good deal, I think they need to start looking at places now rather than wait until September in the new school year. So, my name is Vince Gualiano with SAVI Real Estate Group. This is Brian Maddox with SAVI Real Estate Group. Thank you for joining us today on another episode of Let's Get Savvy. Remember, make sure to check us out every second Wednesday of the month at 10 a.m. We'll be live, we'll be answering questions and chit-chatting about the current market. Today our episode might go a little bit longer. We got some fun stuff to talk about. And if you ever miss one of our episodes, you can always go back onto Instagram, scroll through, check out some of the previous episodes. We had a lot of great feedback from our previous one, which had the mortgage builder Colin Valentine helping us and joining us on the episode, giving a lot of information about mortgages and helping people out. You can check him out at Bricks Mortgages. Okay, so Brian, it's slower than we want it to be in the market. There's always people buying and selling, but right now I think that there are deals to be had. People are waiting. I know we're doing family stuff. Stay till the end of this episode because I'm going to talk about some family stuff too, some stuff that's not about real estate. But I think what we're going to talk about today, how to get a great deal on a purchase, what are your current agents doing for you to help you out this summer, and yeah, so let's start with that. And I'm going to talk about a question that I received this past week. One of our actually, I was door knocking. We were dropping off some flyers, and a potential seller said that they saw a house that was conditionally sold, and they weren't sure what that meant. And they said it wasn't just conditionally sold, but it was conditionally sold with a condition of sale that the buyers had. And so I thought we should talk about this a little bit, discuss it, and let the buyers out there know what it means when they see a house that has an escape clause on it, a 24 or 48 hour escape clause. Most of you probably don't even know what that means. Currently, we have a house for sale right now. Brian has a great listing in St. Catharines, 11 Ridgepoint. It is currently conditionally sold.
That's correct.
And again, does have an escape clause. What that means for a buyer is that if you want to buy that property, if you go through, you can still book appointments. If you go through and you like that place and you would like to put an offer on it, you can still put an offer on that. Okay, and again, speak to your agent, ask us more questions about it, and we can explain it further. You can still put an offer on that property, and we don't want our buyers' hearts to be broken. The original buyer still has that first right of refusal to remove that condition and firm that deal up. But if they don't, you could put someone in a tough position to make a decision on, firming that deal up, and maybe you get that house instead, right? And there are a lot of places that are conditionally sold right now waiting for a house to be sold because the market is a little bit cooler. It's a little bit of a buyer's market right now. So I think if you get a chance, if you want to know more about that, reach out to myself, Brian, anyone on our team. ask about that, because there are opportunities to buy right now, get something that even looks like it may be conditionally sold, or get some good deals while they're out there. Brian, talking about deals, and we touched on the rates, and I know, again, we always talk about the rates and everything, but how are we educating our clients right now? How are we telling them, how the rates really affect the purchase price, and what are we doing for our clients to educate them?
Yeah, so, the main thing that I've been trying to convey for a message is, let's not get too hyper-focused on any one component of a house. I mean, when you're searching and you're moving your family into a new home, there's going to be more than just one thing that's going to drive the success of that sale and that purchase. So we all agree that interest rates are a component of that. But for an example, if you have a $500,000 mortgage, and a 5-year closed term, you're really only talking about $50 or $70 per $500,000 per 25 basis points. So those drops that we've seen over the last few months are definitely a good sign that people are maybe going to jump back into the market. But realistically, we're talking about the price of a gym membership or the price of a subscription service or something like that in a lot of cases. So to be hyper focused on just that as a number can kind of muddle somebody's judgment. So other things that we need to be considering are, what are the order of operations? So, we know that if there are opportunities out there, and there are some houses that have never ever in the history ever been for sale before, maybe a grandparent has passed and, these middle-aged people are taking over the homes, and they don't want them. They don't have big families. They don't have the, necessary use for these large properties. These are coming up for sale. So back to the order of operations, let's go ahead and get a firm understanding of what financial range of house that you're able to purchase. And if we can kind of use that as a benchmark for where we can begin to search, now we can go ahead and with laser focus pick out opportunities that are going to be unique to what your family needs. So percentage rates aside, what does your family need? What do you need? Is this going to be an investment property where we're going to have to partition some floors so that you can have extra income? Or is this going to be several families coming together, which I've seen before, so it's going to have quarters for mom, who's maybe not so mobile, or somebody who needs a wood shop to get away from the family and stay a little bit stress-free. All these types of things are really going to come into the decision-making process. And I think that's where, I've leaned on Vince for some personal decision-making counseling before, because it's sometimes nice to have somebody with a clear mind and not so much emotional attachment to it. So we're going to look at those types of things, and then we move into back what Vince was talking about, which is supply and demand. As more houses stack up on the market, that supply is going to increase, and the demand, is or isn't there. I think that with a strategic eye and some good advice from people as savvy as you, Vince, that people are going to be able to find their dream homes that maybe they wouldn't have been able to 5 or 10 years ago, and maybe won't be able to in 6, 8, 10, 12 more months from now, because they'll be long gone and not coming back up.
And what are you doing right now? I know, like, when you have buyers, they have a specific area they'd like to be in. What are we doing as our team savvy that maybe some other agents aren't doing, that clients don't even see? Like, are we going and finding them the house, or are we just waiting to send them listings?
Yeah, like a bloodhound, we want to really be sniffing these things out, and I think that's what's going to differentiate your run-of-the-mill from your A++ real estate agent. And the idea is, if something's coming up on the MLS and you're seeing it pop up, on your searches or your emails that you're getting from your current realtor, or even these other apps, Housing Sigma, and these types of things, if they're popping up on there, everybody is seeing those. So you're not getting out on the leading edge of anything. The idea is that we're living and knowing and staying on top of these neighborhoods and having a finger on the pulse. For an example, Vince mentions door knocking. If I know there's a specific neighborhood that is absolutely ideal because it's close to schools, it's close to work, it has all of these little boxes, the property size is the right size, it has enough bedrooms, If I know a neighborhood is absolutely pinpoint for my client, I door knock. I'm gonna go find that house. That house might not even be listed today, but I'm gonna find a way to strategically pull something, the needle out of the hay, so that my customer, my client, is gonna get something that nobody else has a shot at before.
Yeah, and a perfect example is Brian has a listing in St. Catharines. One of our other strategies, Brian goes around the neighborhood, door knocks to see if maybe someone else in that area has a family member that wants to come and move in that area, so that he's prospecting. And doesn't he go and get another listing that is right across the street from that house? So we are out there working for our clients, and we are, you don't want to just sit back and look for listings. You want someone that's going to be working for you and going to get you the place that you really love. I do a quick search, and just in Hamilton alone, I mean, this blows my mind. Everybody's talking about affordable housing. Just in Hamilton alone, at this very moment, there are 113 properties that are freehold detached homes. 113 under $600,000. Okay, and obviously when COVID happened, prices went crazy, money was free, but houses are affordable right now. Don't sit back, because these 600,000 and below prices, and I know some are going to be in some areas that maybe are not what you're looking for, but there is a buyer for every price point. A lot of these are starter homes. Don't wait for the FOMO feel where it's like everybody's buying now, I got to get in on it, and prices, there's only a couple of these left, and prices go up to the 700,000s or higher.
Vince, you've heard me say it 100 different times. There is no force on earth that's stronger than FOMO. That fear of missing out and people just jumping into something, the tulip craze and all of those other examples of things that just really didn't make a lot of sense, is not a good place to be in if you're a buyer.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously we've talked about rates. How, yes, they may still keep coming down, but don't wait on them, because as the rates come down, prices are going to go up. There's a lot of inventory available, and again, talk to your agent. There's ways to find great deals. Some of these conditionally sold homes may be the right fit for you. Well,
and that's exactly referring back just to our last visit we had with Colin, and understanding the numbers and dollars and cents of it. I mean, I don't change the oil and change the brakes on my truck. It's not in my wheelhouse to understand how that works. But what I do understand is these other concepts and these other topics, with a ton of experience, a lot of education, and then again, every day keeping your finger on the pulse of this. You're going to want somebody who is a trained tour guide to take you on your adventure. Again, back to another post, is like, you don't just go out in the jungle alone.
Yeah.
You're going to want somebody that's been there
Love
before,
it.
right?
Yeah.
So it is a jungle out there, make no mistake. And, there's a lot of people that made a lot of mistakes over the last 3 and 4 years. And unfortunately, they're going to pay the piper. But for people that are on the buying side right now, to Vince's point, there are opportunities.
Yeah, definitely.
Really unique ones,
Yeah.
and very rare unique opportunities.
Yeah.
I think for those that are looking and ready. Because if you're ready, you can make an offer, you can have as few conditions on that offer as possible, which circles back to our discussion about having the condition of the sale of your own home. If you're out ahead of those things, your offer is going to seem and actually be more appealing to the seller. And in a tough market where maybe you've got a couple offers going in and you've got apples and oranges, the offer that does not have a condition of sale is probably going to have the edge over the one that we've got to sit and wait and twiddle our thumbs and hope that the house sells. It's something that we cannot even control.
That's right.
In many instances.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so we've talked real estate. Now I told everybody stick around for the later portion of the show. I mean, we're in summer mode. We're halfway through August. School starts first week of September. I get it. Everybody, as a father of 4 young children, my wife Sarah and I, well, mostly her, she is always trying to find some fun stuff to do with the family. I'm going to talk about a couple things that we've done with our kids, and maybe it's an idea for you and your family in the next couple weeks to go out and enjoy. I mean, not everybody is looking for a house right now. Not everybody's looking to move, but maybe we can help you guys with some ideas. And Brian, I'll ask you if you have some as well. So just a couple to name off here. Toronto Island. I don't know. Have you ever been to Toronto Island?
It's been a minute, but yeah, I remember.
Hey, you take that GO train and you go to Toronto Island. You get off the GO train. You hop on the ferry. Go over to the island. It's a great little time. They got a nice beach. They got some rides, like a bigger carnival. They got some good food, some good restaurants. Yeah, it's a good time. So I would highly recommend, if you got some kids and you want, we're always trying to find ideas. Hopefully we give you some ideas here. Toronto Island was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I always say that the vacation starts when you leave the driveway. So when you are kind of taking those little trips, like I remember being on my first train when I was a kid. So those are pretty cool experiences.
Kids
right?
love it. Kids love it. It sounds strange when you first say it, but we've taken the kids on some wine tours. Not everybody's a wine drinker, but there are some really interesting wine tours that the kids actually loved to just learn some stuff about. I would highly recommend. Jackson Triggs was really good.
Okay.
So, and I'm talking like we went Toronto Island, so we've gone that way. Jackson Triggs out Niagara way. Teach the kids a lot of just interesting facts, and they were the ones asking all the questions on the tour. It was a lot of fun. Trias, great tour as well. They'll show you how to savor that bottle. A lot of Instagram worthy shots to be had there. And Gretzky's Winery is always a great hangout place if you like beer, wine, you want to have some good food, you want to play some games. They got ping pong, all kinds of stuff there. So a couple more ideas there. Camps, I know the camps are over. Well, they're almost over or too late to book. But if you are looking for next year, again, we got young kids, 11 and under. I got 4 kids. Newman Sports Camp, shout out to them. They do a fantastic job. Love everything they do and all the people that help. Trail Ridge Montessori Camp, again, just a couple things to look for next year. And if it's a rainy day, my boys mostly, they love, there's a little indoor golf place. Take the kids to an indoor golf simulator. Like, we go to Swing Zone and hit some balls, really gamify the game of golf, and it's a lot of fun for them. So just a few ideas. Again, I know these are not real estate related, but they are area related, and the more you can experience in different areas and the more we can talk about it with our potential buyers or clients, it gives you a good idea of what you can do with your family. Everybody, if they have kids, they want to always find stuff to do. So any spots you've checked out this summer that you would recommend?
Yeah, so I play on a softball league on the weekends, and we were up in Wasaga for a tournament this weekend, and we played over in Barrie. And they have the Barrie Baycats. It's a men's summer league, and in Welland, where I live, they have the Welland Jackfish. And I'm talking about some pretty excellent hardball they're playing, and they put on a great show. I mean, 10 out of 10 entertainment value for the kids. Personal favorite of mine is the stacked race. Very simply, they have 2 teams and they run across, and they've got these donut-shaped blow-up, for your pool things, and people are running and falling over, and they had wrestlers there a few weeks ago, and they body slammed some guy through a table. And I mean, this is a baseball game, folks. So, 10 out of 10, get out there in your communities. If you have any ideas, something we've missed, tell us something that's unique and fun and going on in your community. Like I said, we've got some sports. We're into those types of things, but what's crafty? What else is going on out there? Please leave us a note, leave us a message, send us some ideas. Like Vince said, he's got 4 children under 11, so believe you me, he can use all the tips for keeping those ones entertained as he can.
Any ideas you can leave on the message, send them. It'll save Sarah a little bit of time having to search everything.
Sure.
Excellent. No, you know what? Again, thank you for joining us. I know we were long today, but shameless plugs. Check out a couple of our listings. 11 Ridgepoint Drive in St. Catharines, 125 Shoreview, Unit 226. New price $515,000 with a water view, beautiful condo, and 340 Plains Road, Unit 512 in Burlington. Just a couple of our listings that are live at the moment. We got a couple more coming up as well. Yeah, and hopefully, enjoy the rest of your summer, everyone. Brian, I talk to you every day, but enjoy the rest of your summer, because we're gonna be on with everybody next month, the second Wednesday of every month at 10 a.m. And we'd love to see you live again. Please message us if you need anything at all.
Yeah, Vince, I appreciate that, and thanks, of course, everyone for joining in and following along on the social medias. We're having a blast out there. There's a lot of unique opportunities. I'm so happy to be a part of it. But on that note, Vince, I am going to take this opportunity to step away and get right to it, like you said.
Thanks, Brad. All right, everyone. Enjoy your day. Thank you for tuning in.